Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Nono, y'all. Today we're gonna be doing a crawfish boil. All right, so yeah, y'all know I moved out here to Charlotte, but we still got access to crawfish. So I got my pot here with some water, got my propane, got my crawfish. Just gonna have to, build the process from the bottom up. Got all the vegetables I need to chop up, some sausage, and then all my seasoning I'm gonna be using. So let's go see what we got. Okay, got everything laid out. So first, this is basically the main part of your boil, which is, it's got salt, cayenne, and the other seasonings. They have a couple different brands. I'm a fan of Louisiana, so that's what I got. And then this is a liquid crab boil. Zatarain's concentrated. I wouldn't use all of this. I just got 2 out. I mean, this little, because I'm not doing a big pot of crawfish. I'm just doing that little one. And then this is basically a similar to this, but it doesn't have any salt. And it does have pepper seed, uncracked black pepper, pepper flakes and stuff in there. And then trusty garlic powder. That's a majority of the seasoning. So for edible vegetables, I'm doing my mushrooms, which I guess they're not a vegetable. And then garlic, potato. Pretty standard collection of what you're gonna eat. Now I've got my sausage here, and then I've got some vegetables for seasoning. Celery, lemon, and onion. You can eat the celery, the onion. I'm not gonna boil it, too long, but what happens is the longer you boil it, the more it breaks down, the more it gets in your water. So that's a list of everything. Let me get all this chopped up, and then we'll get the water getting hot, get it seasoned, and we'll go from there. All right, so I've broken up my vegetables you gotta cook and my seasoning. So all these, I want them to boil longer. It helps it break down and kind of build that flavor into the water in the pot. These, on the other hand, they're gonna do soaking in the water. So first, you boil them for about 20 minutes. That's all you need, for these little mini reds and garlic. So we'll do 20 minutes, and then you throw the crawfish in, let them go about 5-10 minutes, and then you turn off the heat, cool down your water, however you want to do that, and let them soak. I let them soak for about 45 minutes. Now, I use my garlic and my sausage. I put those when, basically when I put the crawfish, actually. So they only take about 5-10 minutes to really cook, and then they're gonna sit in that hot water, and it will, they'll just soak up all the goodness. So next thing I'm gonna do is just build a little seasoning bowl, get all the seasoning together. All right, so that's my crawfish seasoning, and I just threw in a bunch of garlic powder. This is the bag of the Zatarain's crab boil. Like I said, it's uncrushed seasonings. Garlic seed, I don't know what else got in there. Bay leaf, chili flakes, maybe cardamom. I don't know, but I like it. What happens is people, everybody puts in something different, basically. Now, there's 2 ways you can season crawfish. You can season the water, or you can season the crawfish in an ice chest. So what they do is, after they boil it in the water, they'll layer crawfish, season, layer crawfish, season. Now, there's a right way and a wrong way. I season the water. So the water is kind of like a broth, and you want it nice and salty and spicy. I like to do a taste test because, you're cooking different amounts of crawfish every time. So you want to just make sure the water tastes salty enough, it's spicy enough. The crawfish will take on the flavor of the water. If the water is way too salty, the crawfish are gonna be salty. If it's way too spicy, they're gonna be too spicy. So you just, you know, add more seasoning if you need, or take some out, get rid of it, add some more fresh water to help dilute it. It's not too hard. So just kind of taste the water. That's how your crawfish are gonna taste. Good seafood boiler, gotta have a paddle. If you don't have a paddle, you're not boiling seafood, I'm sorry. So let me get that seasoning stirred up and we'll see what it's tasting like. All right. You can see just the seasonings floating around in there. So, like I said, gotta taste the water. Needs more. Yo, all right. The next concept is purging your crawfish. Ain't no such thing. Now you can clean your crawfish, but purging your crawfish, I don't want to hear about it. It's fake. So check it out. The water is dirty. The crawfish, you know, these were probably caught Thursday. This guy said he gets a delivery Friday. So they get caught Thursday, get here overnight, get here Friday. It's Sunday. They've just been sitting, you know, in a freezer. They're not dead. Not a deep freezer or anything, but a cooler at like, you know, 35 degrees or something. Check the water out. Now, dead ones typically will float to the top right now. So, I mean, they're lethargic. You know, it's so cold. Even the water coming out the ground right now, my hose is 45 degrees maybe, I don't know. So, just stir them up. We're going to dump this water out. See, this one's dead. But I ain't worried about it. The reason I say I'm not worried about it, it's dead crawfish is, you only got to worry about them when they're like, honestly, you can cook every crawfish unless it smells rotten. Obviously you just throw it out. But when you're eating the crawfish, you're gonna know when you taste like, oh, this one's not good. You don't have to eat it. So it's not hard to figure that out later. So I'm not worrying about it. Now if I had 3 sacks of crawfish and I was cleaning them, yeah, I'd probably take out the dead ones. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this water out and we'll refill it. See, the water is much cleaner now. Now, it's still not clean enough. I'm gonna let them soak just like a minute and then I'll drain it and do it one more time. Should be good to go. Flames and sparks and all. All right, time to add. Let's see if I can turn this up actually. Maximum. Okay. We are going to add the stuff to cook. And because I got a little time, I'm gonna go ahead, squeeze my lemons up a little bit. It is not necessary. This is called free time. You got free time to do it. Alright, that's good. Dump it. Okay, we're gonna boil this. You see it's coming up to a boil now. The longer you boil, the better. But we'll, you know, honestly, get about 20 minutes, because yeah, 20 minutes to boil, 20 minutes for the vegetables, then 5 minutes for the crawfish, and soak for 45. So you see the time, it stacks up. So it's like, depending on how late you want to eat or early, you gotta start earlier, or you know, plenty of time. All right, let's go clean these crawdads. Look, the water got a little dirty still. All right, this third wash, it's gonna be plenty enough, so. Let them soak in there, and I'll be back. Alright, time to add garlic. Like I said, those will take about 20 minutes, so we'll check them in about 20. Make sure that they are fork tender. That's the garlic, just use a fork, see if it's nice and tender, as well as those potatoes. But you know, they're pretty small, so it shouldn't be too bad. And keep the lid on it, help it keep that heat in there. Now, some of you might be wondering, where is the liquid boil? The liquid boil seasoning I don't put in until I drop the crawfish. So that's where it is. A lot of people agree, if you put it in now, when it's in a rolling boil, you know, for 20-30 minutes boiling potatoes, it's just gonna disappear. So we throw it in when we put the crawfish in. That way it's not at that rolling boil all that time, just kind of disappearing. Whether or not it's true, I don't know, but I'm a fan of that story. So when the crawfish goes in, the water temperature cools down a little bit, sprinkle this in there. Probably gonna use this whole bottle. You can see how much is in there. Yeah, I can use a whole bottle. And then we'll be good to go. Sorry about Voodoo making his magic sounds. Mushroom, I'm not gonna wash it or anything. I'm just gonna open up, dump them in when I put the crawfish in. Sausage, I like to cut them, depending on how many people you got is how much you gotta cut it. So like a lot of people, you're gonna cut them like, you know, smaller size, maybe 1/2 inch. But if it's just me, I got to cut them like 3-4 inch pieces. So I'm gonna cut these, you know, just cut them like that. Get 6 pieces of sausage. That's that nice rolling boil. So I'm gonna leave it like that for 20 minutes. All right. I'm a little worried. I'm not sure if I got enough room in the pot. but we're gonna find out. So one of the useful things with the paddle right here, get your hot lid on. We got, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all that stuff out so I can fit all the crawfish first. All right. Not too bad as far as taking up room. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Gonna do crawfish right in there. Changed my mind. Turn this down a little bit. Go ahead. Dump the crawfish in the basket first. Go. All right, now let's get that water back up. Push that down in. You run in and get this. Alright, that gets the crab oil mixed in there. Just a little dirt on the mushrooms. Look, crawfish are in the dirt, okay? That's why you wash them. Don't worry about that little dirt in the mushroom. It's gonna come off in the boil. It's gonna be in the water. It's gonna be a-okay. All right. Put the lid on to help it get back up to a boil. And then I'm gonna throw this stuff back in there. That's good. Once I get this water back up to a boil, let the crawfish cook, I'm gonna put all that back in on top. That way they soak in the water, get extra flavored. But they're done cooking, so let's let this crawfish get cooked. All right, time's up. All right, it all fits. fires off. I push the vegetables down. You want to make sure they're making contact in the water. Now you can see the steam still coming off. What I do to kill the temperature is pull it out like this and drop it in. All that air when it hits that stuff, now in Louisiana the air is 98 degrees when I'm doing this. It's it's still March and it's like 60 degrees, so it's gonna cool off this crawfish quick. Good enough. No lid. In 20 minutes, we'll give it a taste. They need to keep soaking. Okay, you can see the evidence. Been doing my taste test, but it is time. First thing you gotta do, get the crawfish out. And I like to let them drain right here. Right back into the pot. Normally I have crawfish trays. I don't know where they're at, so this is what I got. All right. Time to get these inside, and I'll see y'all next time. Appreciate you. Bon appetite.